Oh no!
Yeah, eventually I'll make it to the ferry, so I'm going to Norway anyway. Yes. Yes, I'm on the ferry. So this is happening. Finally. Wow, what a day, what a day. Wow! Now I found my cabin. This is luxury for me. Too much luxury. Not used to that. I even have a window. Wow! And after a long day of struggle to make it happen, finally on my way to Norway. Arrived in Norway, arrived in Stavanger. I have to do some walking. First, I have to find the harbor where Jens' boat is laying. It's a couple of kilometers or something. Little did I know that ahead of me I had at least 15 kilometers. And with neither local currency in my pocket nor access to internet via my cell phone, I was up to a real trial. Luckily, a local woman came to my rescue, directed me to the right bus and paid for my bus trip with the words, "It is nice to help somebody." This wonderful gesture made my day. Hi Jens!
Hi.
And after a short trip to the local store for reprovisioning, we were ready to go. And we are ready to go. Way and time to have some breakfast. Here's Jens, the skipper, and we are sailing 6.6 now on the motor. We have the autopilots, and I just made some breakfast for me and Jens and some coffee. And it looks like we're gonna be motoring the whole day. Yes. Probably. And we see how it goes. Beautiful sailing here. I should say half sailing, half motor sailing, because we have the big sail up. But we're going with the engine, so the big sail is stabilizing a little the boat, because we are sailing almost against the wind. The sun is shining, the wind is chilly, and we have been sailing for almost 6 hours now. We're doing a good progress. We are sailing approximately 7 knots, so that's a good speed. We were sailing in wonderful weather, along with a light swell coming from the west. We've been sailing, motor sailing. We still have the main up, and we are passing some amazing coastline here now. Lots of high rocks and hills and really rocky coastline, and we keep some distance because there are lots of scaries here. And we're just about to turn into the narrow passage to Egersund. Now we just enter the Egersund Strait, and it's fantastic in here. Beautiful landscapes all around, with rocks and the forest and the trees, the green, and some houses by the cliffs there. It's like a dream country, this. Beautiful. And Jens, he's sitting there steering the boat with the remote control. What's up, skipper? You have control over the situation?
Sure. It's going
Yeah, this is Jens's remote control.
It's fairly easy.
It's his little toy. He can just steer this big boat with the remote control.
And also rolling the sails.
Also rolling the sails. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a hard job. Hard job. We were approaching Egersund town, where we wanted to stop and fill up the diesel tank. The town has a population close to 12,000 people. Egersund has one of the best natural harbors in Norway, and it used to be the largest harbor in Norway when we measured in quantity of fish brought in each year. Most of the industry here is related to the sea and to boats. The name Egersund derives from the Old Norse name for the strait between Egeroya and the mainland. The name of Egeroy comes from the rich deposits of oak trees, since the word eg is the Norwegian word for oak. The name is among the oldest place names in Norway. We just stopped to fill up the tank by the little town Egersund, and we're gonna carry on going out from the Egersund Strait. We're watching the show there from a boat spraying a lot of pressurized water. The fuel tank was full, and we headed south towards the exit of Egersund Straits. As we came out, we were met with the current running against us. And just as the sun was going down behind us, we decided to have a sundowner before dinner. What are we having, Jens?
Low alcohol before dinner drink.
Okay.
Some, well, it's South African white wine, supporting the
All right.
Africans.
Goes with the fish. We're gonna have some fish here.
Yes. and some ice and some sparkling water.
Super.
It's yeah. Sorry for the wine, but good for the health. So just before the chef is starting out in the pantry.
Cheers.
Cheers. Have a nice journey.
Yes.
Enjoy. Skål i sådan limited alcohol.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Is the chef ready?
Yes. We didn't catch
Salmon.
any salmon, but yeah, we have it in the shops, and I think actually that yeah, Norwegian salmon, even it's packed like this, it's quite well, very well.
Easier, but more expensive.
Yeah.
If you don't catch it yourself.
Yeah, but I would say the fishing gear, and if you lose some gear like we did a couple of days ago, and so it's not for free to catch it by yourself anyway. Actually, I was a bit astonished because we were in a center telling about the salmon farming and so in Norway, out on a small island north of Risor called Rødvær. On that small island they had a visitor center, very informative about the fish farming in Norway. And one of the amazing things is that every 10th minute there is going a container or a truck lorry with 20 tons of salmon out of Norway.
Wow.
Every 10th minute. And if you are stapling all the boxes landed in Paris every week, it's equivalent to 3 times the height of Eiffeltower.
Wow.
Yes. So it's amazing volumes we're exporting of flags for salmon. Yes.
Eating time.
Dinner.
And as the evening was falling upon us, Jens went down below to rest while I took the first wash. The amazing show that the sunset was putting up behind me kept me in awe. The time is almost 11:30 at night now, and there is still lots of light actually. It's getting a little dark, but I can still see way ahead of me. We just had a very nice dinner made by Jens, and we're sailing with the engine. We have some current against us, so we are doing around 4.5-5 knots instead of the 6-7 knots we were doing all day, and we carry on through the night, and all is good. Yeah. The time is almost 12:30. It's getting a little dark now, but it's only towards the east. If I look on the back towards west, it's still light, and we're doing a speed of around 4.5 knots approximately, and we're just about to pass the Lista lighthouse, and everything is okay, and it's a wonderful evening. As I was down below resting, Jens went on watch, and after a couple of hours, just before the sunrise, we began sailing through the Skerries. It all felt so magical and at the same time kind of spooky, surrounded by huge shadows of rock cliffs, navigating through, trying to find the safe passages.
Doing well?
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning. I'm here in the birds and the sun is coming up.
All well?
All well, yes.
Good. We are passing the little fishing village Korshavn. The village is located on the island of Revoy. This was just a fishing village, but it now caters to tourists. In the year 1028, King Olav II made landfall on the island of Selur, just south of Korshavn, with 13 ships and 1,000 men. This event was commemorated by the erection of a sculpture of the king in central Lugdal, revealed by King Olav IV in 1983. We're just coming out from the Skerries now. We're just passing Lindesnes Lighthouse, which is the most southern land in Norway. The most southern lighthouse in Norway is out there. Leaving Norway behind us. I think the time is around 4 o'clock, just about, and we are looking for, I don't know, approximately 16 hours till we reach Denmark, maybe a little more. We are supposed to get some winds up to 10, 12 knots from northwest. That would be nice, and hope we get some current with us to push us along. So goodbye Norway for this time. Trip goes fine here. We're going with the motor all the way, but we also have the sails up. Not much wind though, and we are doing like a 7.5 knots speed. We have covered around 56 nautical miles so far. That means we have covered 2/3 of the distance to enter Denmark, enter Limfjord. And we both had some rest, and now we are fresh again. And Jens is cleaning the refrigerator down below. He's been so...
You're welcome to have a look. I got it all out of the fridge and
yeah.
got it clean. So that's quite fine now.
Yeah. He made a little mess, but you have to make a little mess in order to make it good again.
Here we have some Norwegian fast food.
Norwegian fast food. The Skagerrak is a strait running between the Jutland Peninsula of Denmark, the southeast coast of Norway, and the west coast of Sweden, connecting the North Sea and the Kattegat Sea. Skagerrak contains some of the busiest shipping routes in the world, with vessels from every corner of the globe. It also supports an intensive fishing industry. Skagerrak can be wild in bad weather. This time we were motoring in calm seas and light swells. We're approaching the entrance to the Limfjord. We have around just over 4 nautical miles, so we should be there in around 45 minutes or so. Now the sun is shining, still going with the motor, and the boat sails up with a speed of around 7+ knots. And everything has been okay, great. I don't know what the time is now. Probably I think it's around 4 o'clock or something. We left the Norwegian coast around 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's around 12 hours now or something. Yeah. We have a little current with us for the moment. It's supposed to change and be against us a little later. So now we're just sailing into Limfjord, the entrance into Limfjord from the west side, where the Thyboron, little village, fishing village, is laying. It took around 13 hours from Norway to here.
If we have some luck, the dolphins will show up. They have a handful of dolphins, 2, 3, 4.
Dolphins! Wow!
Yes. Down here.
Imagine to see dolphins here in Denmark.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, 2 dolphins were following us from here. I mean, not to the wind turbines there, but yeah, quite a bit.
Okay, let's hope.
Yes.
And we have the dolphins! Yeah! Woohoo! Where are they? Here! We just had a visit by 2 dolphins. I think it was 2 or maybe 3, I don't know. I think it was 2. I saw 2 at least. They were just swimming in front of the boat and around the boat. I got some shots. It's so fantastic to sail in 13 hours and come into the Limfjord, and in the entrance of the Limfjord they are waiting for you. Beautiful. We're just sailing into Thyboron harbor just to have a look and then out again. Jens has been in the fishing business and he wanted to show me around the Thyboron fishing port.
We are just passing the local fish auction. The fish auction in Thyboron is mainly known for being one of the first internet auctions. It was the first one in Denmark actually. And the auction in Thyboron and Hanstholm are the main auctions in Denmark today. In the past it was also Esbjerg and Sande, but the fish have moved north due to the global heating and warmer waters and so. So today's auctions are mainly Thyboron, Hanstholm and Hirtshals. And Skagerrak is the largest fish port in Denmark, but that's for mackerel and herring. Now we are in the inner port for the fishing vessels in Thyboron. The two were catching edible fish like cod and plaice mainly. And also the blue one Bering Sea there. But the rest of them are mainly fishing for sand eel and mackerel and herring. The sand eel is, it's discussed among the fishermen, especially the British, if it has some impact on the food chain or whatever you call it for the life in the sea. But they are catching sand eel, but there are huge volumes, and according to the Danish scientist, it doesn't have any impact on the rest of the sea. So it's a big business here in Thyboron. And we also just saw the big red vessel from the Ferry Islands coming in. Here's there, and we saw another one leaving, a blue one. He was fishing edible fish like cod and plaice, while the Faroes are landing sand eel for the time being. It's season for that. And we also passed some of these trawlers on our way from Norway to Denmark in the middle of Skagerrak. Or actually the North Sea. But it's very big fishing vessels landing here.
We came out from Thyboron Harbour, heading for the last leg of our trip, the little town Lemvig, about 10 nautical miles. Jens is also in the wind turbines business.
Yeah, we are passing some wind turbines here out of Thyboron on our route to Lemvig. Those on our port side are Siemens 6 megawatt wind turbines, and actually if we are looking forward, we have another 6 megawatt Siemens turbine on our starboard side. That's a recycled turbine. It had been a test turbine in the Østerild test center. They relocated to Thyboron, so that's a positive story. And the old smaller turbines are 2.3 megawatt, the first generation offshore turbines we see in front of us, and also a couple of Vestas turbines, but mainly Siemens turbines here.
We are steering towards Lemvig, little town. We should be in the harbour in about half an hour or so. This trip is about to end soon. Until the next trip. Finally we arrived. Took around 15 hours in all, and now we're laying here in Lemvig Harbour, and all is good. Come on Jens, come on Jens, come on Jens. So now we're back. The boat is parked and we begin to pack everything. And Jens, the skipper, it's about to give a little. Did it go good?
Yes, it was. I enjoyed it really, and you were, being on board, and so it was excellent. And I think we had a very good and fine trip along the coast from Stavanger down to Lindesnes and over the Skagerrak Sea to Thyboron and Lemvig. It was super.
It was good company.
Yeah, indeed.
And although it was motor sailing, still it was very enjoyable. We started from Stavanger yesterday around 10 o'clock in the morning, I think it was. And we sailed through all the way, non-stop.
Yeah.
Which had to officially do, but no luck.
No, and we have to bunker some oil, some cheap Norwegian oil in
cheap Norwegian oil,
Egersund.
So and we sailed through the night. We took turns about resting, took turns on watch. And in the morning around, I think it was 3 o'clock, I think Jens was on watch and he turned into the scarings. And then when the light began to come, then we were in Lindesnes and we just shoot out from the coast.
Yeah, we passed through the Korshavn channel, right northwest of Lindesnes. It was very, very nice to see that in the morning light and so on, and also the sky. So in the
reflections in the, this Korshavn, little reflections in the water from the houses. And and then we crossed Skagerrak.
Past some fishing vessels and merchant ships. So and even an oil rig on the way also.
Yeah. And then when we enter Limfjord, then we had the amazing experience. We were greeted by dolphins, two beautiful dolphins. So we had to turn back and find them again. They have been swimming in front of the boat.
Yeah, they joined us for a while. It was amazing. With that, welcome to Denmark.
Yeah, welcome to Denmark. So all in all, a great trip, and thank you, Jens, for letting me be with you on this trip.
Thank you for you taking the opportunity.
And pretty sure we're gonna do something in the future again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been great fun and good companionship.
Yeah. So.
An excellent sailing in the old Halberg Rassy.
Yeah, the boys on old Halberg Rassy 43 foot. Excellent boat. And so thank you for this time. If you like this video, you're welcome to subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to get notifications every time I upload a video. And see you next time. Bye.
Bye, and thank you for now.
What do you have there?
I actually have a sailor rum.
All right, let's drink it.
Cheers.
Skål, as we say in Denmark.